All right, let's just dive right in. We're about to peel back the layers of the world you think you know. We're going to look at the hidden systems that shape our reality, everything from crazy surveillance tech to the very words we speak, and then we'll get into how we might just be able to build our own. And I'm not kidding. This isn't some line from a sci-fi movie. It's a documented, real-world technology that's happening right now. We're all surrounded by these invisible signals. And believe it or not, those signals can see us with perfect clarity. So how in the world is this possible? Well, it's actually simpler than you think. Your Wi-Fi is just a radio signal, right? Well, as that signal moves through a room, it bounces off of everything, and that includes you. Your body creates this unique little disruption in that signal. Now, with a special receiver and some powerful AI, those tiny little distortions can be pieced back together into a real-time 3D model of you moving around. This tech shows us that the solid walls we trust, they aren't so solid after all. And that's really the first crack in our conventional view of reality. But this idea, that there are unseen things operating just beyond what we can perceive, it's not new at all. In fact, it's got some pretty unsettling echoes in history. It really suggests that for decades, there have been groups operating deep in the shadows, completely hidden in plain sight. So get this. It all kicks off in February of '87. Police arrest two men who are with 6 very traumatized children. When they raid their place in D.C., they find all this disturbing stuff: coded files, weird photos, even maps of the city's underground tunnels. But just when the investigation starts picking up steam, the FBI swoops in, grabs everything, and shuts it all down, citing national security. And by March, all the charges are dropped, the media goes completely silent, and the whole case, it just vanishes. An entire investigation, with links to child trafficking and U.S. intelligence, was just systematically erased in less than a month. So when stuff like this happens, it forces you to ask a really fundamental question. If what we see every day isn't the whole story, then who is building the reality that we do see? Let's dig into that. Let's look at the external forces that might be actively managing our entire worldview. So the sources we looked at point to this whole field of study that's not about healing, it's about control. It's called dark psychology, and it's basically the art of exploiting our deepest vulnerabilities, our cognitive biases, our emotional triggers, all for the purpose of manipulating and deceiving people. And this is a really crucial distinction to make. Persuasion, at its best, is about finding a win-win, about mutual understanding. But manipulation, that is completely self-serving. It's all about gaining power and control, and it has absolutely no regard for the person on the other end. And this programming, this shaping of our reality, it starts really early. Some sources suggest that systems like traditional schooling are basically designed to condition us to be obedient, to just accept the established way of doing things without asking too many questions, all to prepare us for a life spent chasing money. And get this, the programming might be embedded right into our language. I mean, think about the words we use every single day. Why do we spell words? Are we casting a spell? We watch television, which is literally telling us a vision. A program is broadcast to, program the public. Some people even suggest that when we say good morning, we're actually mourning the day. It's a wild idea, but it makes you wonder if the very words we use are subtly shaping how we see the world. So here's the crucial point. If our reality is being molded by all these powerful external forces, we've got to look inward. The real battleground isn't out there, it's right inside our own consciousness. And that brings us to the most important arena of all, the mind itself. From the theology to metaphysics, sources describe this fundamental war happening inside all of us, a battle between two different ways of thinking. You have the carnal mind, which is driven by anxiety and doubt, always seeing threats and crises everywhere. But then there's the spiritual mind. It comes from a place of trust and calm. It can look at the exact same situation and see an opportunity for transformation. And this internal conflict, it's not a new idea, not at all. It's been seen as the central struggle of being human for generations, often framed, just like it is here, as this epic spiritual battle for the mind. There's this incredible ancient story about the Monkey King. He thought he had limitless power, so he flies to what he believes is the very edge of the universe, he marks the pillars he finds there, and he flies back, all triumphant. But when he gets back, he finds out the pillars he marked were actually the fingers of the Buddha. He had never even left the palm of his hand. It's such a powerful metaphor for our ego, right?
It thinks it understands everything, while a much, much larger, unseen reality contains us all.
So, if we're in a battle inside our own minds and we're contained within a reality that's way bigger than we perceive, we're going to need some tools. Let's look at how we can start to reclaim our power to shape our own experience.
The law of attraction is often explained with this really simple analogy. Think of the universe like a giant mail-order catalog. And your thoughts, those are the orders you're placing. The universe doesn't judge your order, it just fills it. Whatever you focus on is what gets delivered to your life. Simple as that. So the sources actually provide a really clear step-by-step guide for using your mind not just to think, but to actively create. First, you quiet your mind. Then, you define your ideal scene in super vivid detail. Play it like a movie in your head. And now, here's the most critical step of all. You have to feel the emotions. Feel the gratitude, the joy, as if it has already happened. That feeling is the engine of creation. And finally, you just let go of the how and trust that the universe will figure out the details. And here's a key technique to back this up. Write your goals down in the present tense. So, instead of I will be successful, you write I am successful. The first one keeps your goal forever in the future, always just out of reach. But the second one aligns your subconscious mind with the belief that it's already a reality, and that helps generate the feeling you need to make it happen.
But this power, it isn't just about personal gain. Its ultimate purpose is to reconnect us to a really profound, universal truth that's been waiting there for us the whole time.
Some scientific theories are proposing something, well, startling. The idea is that the over 7 billion human brains on this planet are not isolated. Not at all. Instead, they're acting like little receivers and transmitters, constantly communicating within the Earth's geomagnetic field. It's like we're all nodes in this giant planetary biological network. And what's amazing is that across spiritual texts and even some scientific theories, the same message keeps coming up. The idea that we're all separate individuals is an illusion. We are all interconnected. There's no real separation between us, the world, or whatever you want to call a creator. And by tapping into this biological internet through our intention, we can experience a kind of direct knowing that goes way beyond logic. And when you truly grasp that, loneliness becomes a logical impossibility. So there you have it. We've looked at the hidden architecture of our reality, the forces that try to manipulate it, and the inner tools we all have to become architects ourselves. You have the blueprint now. The only question left is, what are you going to build?